Hi, this is Emma Pass, and in this video, we are going to look at differentiating work for students in Google Classroom. So in order to create work, we have to make sure we're on that Classwork tab and then go to our Create button, and we're going to create an assignment. So for this assignment, I'm going to have my students work on a peanut butter and jelly lesson that I've already created for them in my Drive. I'll give them some good instructions here and then go to that Drive button in order to find or upload the assignment. Because I've worked on it recently, it's here in my Recent tab. So I can just click that, insert, and then make sure that every student gets a copy. Now, this assignment is appropriate for almost all of my students, but maybe I have just a few that really need a little bit of scaffolding or maybe a shortened assignment or some differentiation in general. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my column on the right-hand side, and where it says all students, I'll drop down, and I'm just going to choose all my students except for the one that needs the differentiation. So I'm going to unselect Eliza. The other students will now see this piece of work when I click Assign, and I'm going to create a new lesson, slightly differentiated, just for Eliza. So what I might do is go back into my Drive, open up that lesson, and make a copy of it for her. So I'm going to go File, Make a Copy of this entire lesson. And I'm just going to call it maybe Differentiated PB&J lesson. I'll now go into that lesson and do whatever it needs to be that is going to differentiate it. So maybe, again, that's add scaffolding. In this case, I'm just going to delete slide number 7. So I'm just going to shorten her assignment for her. Now I'll go back to the Classwork tab, click Create, Assignment. I can do the same thing I did before, but a nice little shortcut would be, instead of creating that lesson again and retyping the instructions, you can use the Reuse Post button. And we're going to go back into this same classroom, my demo class. There's the PB&J lesson with those same instructions that I gave the other students before. And maybe she doesn't have to do step 3, so I'm going to delete that. I'll remove that, and I'll go find the differentiated version that I just created in my Drive. So there's that letter D. Here's my differentiated copy. I'm going to insert that, make sure she gets her own copy. And then where it says all students, again, I don't want all my students to get both the regular lesson and the differentiated version. I'm going to unselect all and just select Eliza for this version. Now I'll click Assign. As the teacher, it's going to look like you have 2 lessons that are exactly the same. So if you need to differentiate for yourself in the title, which is which, you can do that. But it's pretty easy to tell, because when you click in, it will indicate that this is just for one student, and you can even click to see who that is for, versus the other lesson, which are the other students. The students will only see the lessons assigned to them. So Eliza will not see this one. She will only see this one, and vice versa. So everybody looks like they're getting the same PB&J lesson, but you may have differentiated for one or a small group of your students. And that is how to differentiate work in Google Classroom. For more EdTech tips, tutorials, and lessons, you can visit my website, empoweredu.co, or find my teacher's paid teacher store, Empowered EDU. See you next time.